Hello, Dave Dog here. This is season 9 of Road to Glory with Bradford Park Avenue. We've gone through the pre-season. Let's update you. We've brought in one player and it's the striker we've been looking for. A little bit older, but we've got in Courtney Baker Richardson. He's 34 years old and we've had to pay him £450, which is good money for a 34-year-old at this level. 3.5 star. Obviously, it's not going to get any better. He's in his prime. 6'2", good in the air, jumping reach 13, heading 13, finishing 12, pace 9. Not bad for a 34-year-old. We've only just signed him on the 6th of August, but he's going straight into the team. Big news on that one straight away. Let's have a look at his history. Northampton in League 2 last season, only played the 3 games. The season before that, 37 games, 12 goals, 2 assists. League 2 level, a couple of years ago. He's not played at this level before. He's played in the Vanarama National for Barnet. 10 goals in 43 appearances. So he's an all-round player with assists as well. So not an out-and-out goal scorer, but as I say, 12 goals in League 2. A couple of seasons ago, we're hoping he can be the man that can put some chances away. Let's have a look who else we've got then. These are the players that have gone out since July. Hugo Ganhao has gone to a Portuguese team, Immortal, so going back home. Macaulay Brooksby has been on the fringe for a while. We didn't have him signed up to a contract, so Matlock came in and he's gone there on a free. Dan Spray, an upcoming youngster, not fantastic, so he's gone to Banbury on a free. We have just signed a player, if we go into the transfer centre, and he's our backup keeper. We put Lucanelli in for a friendly and he didn't fare that well, so I decided we couldn't risk going into the season with him. We brought in Kieran Flavel. He's 26 years old, 3-star, handling 11, reflexes 11, aerial reach 14. The scouting report on him said that he's very good in the air, very good coming for crosses, decisions 12, determination 15. So all good things, but he will be back up. If we look at his career so far, he was at Telford last season, played 48 games, so they're number 1, 54 goals conceded, 18 clean sheets, so that's what's attracted to me, him, and 6.93, so certainly good enough for this level to come in. Should our skipper lose his form or get injured, a very rare occurrence in Football Manager that the keeper gets injured. Well, that's on the playing side. Also, we've had a shake-up in the recruitment department. We've got rid of long-term director of football Peter Crouch, end of his contract. We didn't renew it, so Crouch is left. Scouts Noble Lazarus and Newton, the chief scout, have not had contracts renewed. We've brought in Matt Lawrence as a chief scout. We've really gone for experience. 47 years old, previously with Marine for 3 years, so plenty of experience at this level. James Bolton, former player of Shrewsbury, is a 35-year-old scout and he's been Dagenham and Redbridge for the last 3 years, so same thing again. Lots of experience of scouting for Vanarama level. And Ryan Blake is our new director of football, only just come in, 57 years old, no history, but I presume that's just a regen coming in. And judging player ability 10, player potential 10, and negotiating 10 are the main attributes there. We're hoping for better things from our recruitment department. Last season we also brought in Martin Taylor, plenty of experience, 63 years old, he's only on £110 a week, judging player ability 12 and potential 11. We should get some better players in. So Martin Taylor has already come through with that backup goalkeeper. Even better news in that, if we look at finances, we're still in the red, 87,000. But look at this, we've got a transfer budget, 12 grand in the transfer budget. This was brought about by reducing the cup bonuses, so we've put the lower cup bonus in and it's given us 12 grand to spend. Rather than looking for free transfers, we may be able to tempt some players away from other clubs, so that'll be ongoing during the season and we'll definitely make use of that. I say we'll make use of that, but we're still on this month-to-month contract and the board are still putting the pressure on. We'll see how it goes. I need to win some games and get off to a good start. So let's see how we've been doing then. We knew about the 0-0 against Berwick in the first friendly from the last video. We then played Bradford City at home. Look at the crowd, 4,000. If we just look at the details of that, this is one of the things that is really strange. We've got a 4,000 crowd, but only 1,500 were Bradford City fans. So where are our 2,500 fans any other time? A lot of neutrals come into this game. Anyway, we lost 4-0. Far a better team, Bradford City. They're in League 2, as in real life. 2 goals in each half. Saw us go down in that one. Macaulay, 7.3, was the man of the match, so it could have been more. So we move on from that one. We then played lower opposition in Radcliffe away. It was a 2-1 win. We dominated this game. Ricky Donaghy opening the scoring after 11 minutes. Solberg making it 2 after 65. Then a late penalty from Dan Jones in the 5th minute of added time. Reduced the arrears for Radcliffe. Everybody played well, giving the youngsters a chance due to the fact that we don't have the squad depth, and I'm really having to see how they can go about things. Gerard Ademir is the right wing back. He has now settled in. He can play wing back on defend in the normal full back role, and a 6.7 for him in this one. We're still playing Jamie McGee at left back, another young player. He had a good game at 7.2, and also Luke Gray, the right winger, didn't have such a good game, coming on a sub 6.4. And the other one to note here is Zach Scott on the bench. More about him in the next 2 games. He is a centre forward and is a real prospect. We then went to Marine. We're playing our 4-3-3 with defensive midfielder and 2 wide attackers with a striker. And barring any really bad runs, I'm going to keep with the same tactic throughout the season. Should I stay here, that is. So we lost away to Marine. This was a game that we really should have won. Zach Scott scoring in the 86th minute. Zondo played for Marine, ex-player of ours, and what would you know, he gets on the score sheet. It was 2-0 down at half-time, and this is a game where Lucarelli played, and as you can see, a 6.4. Not a good game that made me decide we have to sign a backup keeper. Jordan Fiora 7, Sam Fielding 7. Tate Trusty is coming back to form. Not scored any goals, but he's really making some good runs on the left there. It was a game of 2 halves. Second half, we really should have come back into this, and a draw would have been a fair result. So the last friendly we played before today's opening game was Warrington Rylands away, and this was a cakewalk. 4-0, but it could have been 10. We had lots and lots of chances. Own goal in the 37th minute from Trusty's cross. Lumsden put it in his own goal. Zach Greenwell made it 2-0 just before half time, and then Zach Scott 2 goals in the second half. He had a really good game in this one. He is going to be our backup striker this season. 8.8. Tate Trusty, as I say, playing well. 8.3. Greenwell 8.5. We're coming to today's game against Darlington then away. A tough game to start with. We do have the upper hand on Darlington in that in the last 4 games we've played them, we haven't lost. So that's something that was brought up in the press conference. Let's have a look how we're lining up. I've already told you who's starting up front, but let's look at the rest of the team. So here we are then, this positive 4-3-3 defensive midfielder, wide tactic. We're going in positive most games this season, none of this containing defensive stuff that we had to do in the National League. We're going on the front foot. I think we had about 30 odd shots in the last friendly, so it's definitely the way to go. We start off then the opening game with this team. Tom Macaulay, our skipper, in goal. Youngsters at fullbacks. Ademir's got the nod, been coming on as sub and played some good football, gets forward in that wing-back position, and he has taken the place of Ryan Barrett. Jamie McGee on the left side, full-back. He's a centre-back by trade, but he is pretty solid there. And the experienced duo of Fielding and Sams in the centre. Fielding has dropped back to central defensive now. His usual position has been playing as a deep line playmaker, but Hinch has played well in that role after not featuring much last season. Our best 2 midfielders, Fiora and Greenwell, in front of him. This is a position where we really need to strengthen, as we haven't got an out-and-out midfielder on the bench. Harding can play there, and in the friendlies I played Lorch, our Austrian under-21 international. So that is somewhere where we may need to spend some of that £12,000. Up front, new signing Baker Richardson makes his debut, and trust it on the left. Donaghy, our top scorer last season, returns to his wing role due to the fact that Fred Ngoy is out injured. Got injured in one of the early friendlies, and he's got 5 to 11 days before he's back from his groin strain. Up front, we've got plenty of competition for places now. So on the bench then, Harding and Barrett, the defenders. Solberg, Scott and Wareham. We're hoping for a good start against Darlington. The board are predicting a defeat. Thanks for the vote of confidence there. I'm not really that happy about what's happening, but what can we do? Month-to-month contract, we can only try and get past that. Let's get into this then. The opening game of the season away at Darlington. Pre-match team talk in the dressing room. We're going to go with Gianluca having a suggestion. I want to be impressed today. Go out and put on a show. Zach Greenwell gaining confidence there. Plenty of motivation from the senior players. Sams, Macaulay and Trusty. Everybody else looking composed. No nerves from the young players. Mason, the number 3 there, is a player we offered a contract to, but he's signed for Darlington. We have to keep a look on him, see if we've missed anything there. We offered him the same wage or even a little bit more than Darlington's offered, but he's decided to go to Darlington. Let's hope McGee outshines him. We'll skip the formation, lineups and handshaking, and we're into the game, and it's a free kick. Fiora places that one just wide. And that's an early shot across. Oh, it's a corner. It must have been deflected. Didn't see that one. Fielding with a corner. We've been doing well with the set pieces, but we're not seeing that one at all. And we're on top. We've had 2 shots. And it looks like the first attack from Darlington. Here's Mason, the man that we missed out on. Nice one. If he thinks he's playing for us, he gave it to us, but we've given it back to them. Gordon to Rafferty. Rafferty inside. And Lewis opens the scoring unmarked in the box. 8 minutes, we're down to the first goal from Darlington. Let's have a shout and encourage. Just skip that and encourage the team. We've got to get them up, but it's Darlington taking over. They've got a corner and Sams heads that one out. Back to the corner taker, Whittaker, Gordon. And what a shot that was. We're 2-0 down after 11 minutes and things are going pretty badly here. We're just allowing them too much room in around our penalty box. Could have got a tackle in there, Ademir. He's not an out-and-out defensive fullback, and we took a risk there. In the near post, Macaulay beaten, and this is not going well at all. And they're showing us at the bottom of the table. We've conceded 2 in 20 minutes, and yeah, it's not going well. The bookies have got it right so far. Darlington, of course, were the favourites at 11 to 10. And, yeah, we're up against it. But here's Baker Richardson holding the ball. It plays it back to Greenwell. Greenwell, is he going to play it out wide right? He is. Donaghy's in behind. He's in behind. He's Donaghy. And he opens his tally for this season. Reduces the arrears. Great ball from Greenwell. And Donaghy makes no mistake. In that last friendly, Donaghy got in this position lots and lots of times. But he was shooting wide, hitting at the keeper, but no mistake there, saving it for the big game, puts it into the far side of the goal, and it's 2-1. Tight offside, let's have a look. Nah, miles onside. Greenwell slots the ball through, Donaghy's in behind, and we don't see the shot again. But a good goal there, and we're back in the game. Not much in it in XG, 0.35 to 0.46, but it's a corner to Darlington. And McGee's up there, heads that one out. Trusty puts it into no man's land. He could have run that one out. This is what I don't like about the game. Players just playing aimless passes. Just play it forward. Here's Rafferty, lots of space on the left. And, ooh, he pushes that one onto the post. Nearly a third goal there for Darlington. Fiora tackles. Been noticing in the friendlies we have been winning the ball more. Tackling must be easier with the lower opposition. And 4 shots, 1 on target for us, and we're slightly above on the XG. Here we are. That's a poor ball there. Played straight to their defender, not a player in sight of ours. Here's Whittaker coming forward on the right, and good tackle Fiora, but goes back to Lewis. Eagle, Rafferty, you know, it's oceans of space there, and let in there by Macaulay. 3-1 just before half-time. Macaulay is not playing well at all. He's been at fault. 2 goals on his near post. We don't want to see that again. We left too much space for Rafferty there. And it's 3-1, and it's going to be that at half-time, I would think. Oh, we've got on just before half-time. Baker Richardson's up. And it's a penalty. Lots of goals. Nudged Baker Richardson. He's taking the penalty. I like that. A striker who's confident in taking penalties. Oh, and he saved it. Keeper saves it. Might have been confident, but he put that one in the keeper's reach. It was a good save, to be honest. And we could be 3-2 at half time, but with 2 goals behind, and not a good start for Baker Richardson with that one, as you can see by his 6.1 marking. Get into the dressing room and sort these players out. Maybe we've come in too positive on this one. Half-time team talk, we're going to go with that was satisfactory at best. We have to the second half to improve, so go and do that. Let's point finger, and that doesn't seem to have had much effect. Let's start the second half then, and we need an early goal to get back into this, and it's a throw-in for Darlington. On the left here, Gordon to Rafferty, the man who had the acres of space for that goal, and it's 4-1. Poor marking in the box. McGee there was at fault, and we're really doing not so well in this one. Poor defending. We've defended well, but we've been playing lower teams in the friendlies, so we're coming up against a team in Darlington who are a good team at this level. And here's a free kick. Whittaker. And good save there, was it? No, just hit the crossbar. And diving away there was Macaulay. And to make matters worse, Guiseley are winning 3-0 away. So we're going to make some changes. We've actually got a better XG, and this is what worries me. We're creating the chances and we're still not scoring the goals. So let's have a look. Baker Richardson at 5.9, not a very good first game. I'm going to bring Zach Scott on. He's only 1 star. He's got potential to be a 4-star player, and I'm going to give him every chance. He's coming on before Wareham. 6.1, Adamir's not done it. We're going to bring Barrett on at right back. I'm going to give Trusty a little while longer. He can always produce something. A couple of subs there. And what is more infuriating is that they've scored 4 goals from 1.17. So poor defensive errors. Momentum is with us now. And we've got a throw in. Barrett to Fielding. Back to Barrett. Barrett knocks the ball into the box. Trusty hits the post. And header there from Trusty. We don't see that very often. And not having much luck at all in this game. And yeah, we're going to go down 4-1. Just make a late sub. I'm going to bring Salberg on for Fiora and put him up front with Scott. So going attacking, why not? Nothing to lose. We'll make Salberg a target forward. So in injury time, bring our third sub on, and it's a throw in. Is it taking a free kick from behind the line? No, there's our player going off. Fiora, it's going to be a throw in. McGee deliberately picks up the ball, puts it in the box. Donaghy's there, and Donaghy scores his second of the game. McGee with an assist, and it's 4-2. This is a game where we really could have got something from it. And cross to the back post. Donaghy gets up and heads in to reduce the deficit. If we hadn't have made so many mistakes at the back. On XG, 2.47 to 1.17. 7 shots on target each, so pretty much we should have drawn this game. But bad performances at the back. Macaulay mainly 6.4, but McGee 7.2, playing well. Adamir was the wrong call, and we should have stuck with Barrett. Probably too many young players in. Baker Richardson missed a penalty, of course. That has upped our XG. We go down 4-2 in the first game. That's not going to go down well with the board. Stalybridge, Rushall, Brackley and Gloucester are in the bottom places. Stalybridge and Rushall are new clubs into the division, I believe. Guiseley up there in third place. 4-1 in the end it was. Tipple, who is a favourite to be the top scorer in the league, but Richards with a hat-trick for them. And it's not started off as we wanted it, but a good game of football. It's saying there how the fans have reacted, but we should have at least got a point out of that one, and I shall be saying so in the press conference. So let's see where we're going to come back then. hopefully we can have some more new signings in by the time we come back. I'm not going to go too far in the game. We're going to come back for a home game at Gloucester at home at the end of August. And as I say, hopefully we'll have a few more players in. So thanks a lot for watching. Any comments, please feel free. I'm always happy to engage. For now, this is Dave Dog. Goodbye.